Hello, parents, and welcome. If your child is in elementary or middle school in the US, you have likely heard about standardized tests like MAP growth or your state's achievement test. These can sometimes feel a bit mysterious, especially if you are new to the American education system or perhaps more familiar with different kinds of exams like the competitive ones common in India. So, my name is Gurpreet, and today we are going to demystify these US standardized tests. We'll explore their purpose, how to understand the scores, and importantly, how they differ from what you might expect, so you can best support your child's learning journey. So, what exactly are standardized tests in US elementary and middle schools? Simply put, they are tests given and scored in a consistent or standard way. This allows for a fair comparison of student performance. So, their primary purposes are to measure your child's academic progress and growth over time, help identify any learning gaps or strengths, and provide valuable data for teachers to inform their instruction, hold schools and districts accountable for student learning as required by federal laws like the Every Student Succeeds Act or ESSA. A key thing to understand right away is that these tests are generally tools for learning and support and typically not high stakes pass or fail exams that determine if your child moves to the next grade, especially in elementary and middle school. So let's look at a couple of common types of standardized tests that your child might take. First, there are adaptive achievement tests, and a very common example is the NWEA MAP group test. Adaptive means that the test questions get easier or harder depending on your child's answers, tailoring the test to their individual achievement level. MAP growth is often given 2 or 3 times a year in the fall, winter, and spring, and typically covers reading, language, usage, math, and sometimes science. It's excellent for tracking your child's academic growth throughout the school year. Second, there are state achievement tests. These are summative assessments required by federal law for school accountability. So each US state develops or chooses its own test to measure how well the students are meeting the state specific academic standards in core subjects like English language, arts, math starting in grade 3, and science in certain grades. So, you might hear a name like Star in Texas, or your state will have its own specific name. These are typically, they are given once in a year and usually in the spring. So, schools and districts might also use other smaller diagnostic or interim tests throughout the year. Receiving a test score report can sometimes feel overwhelming. So, let's decode some of what you might see. The most important thing is to look beyond a single number. A test score is just one snapshot of your child's learning alongside their everyday classwork, projects, and teacher's observation. For MAP growth scores, you'll often see a RIT score. Now, this is a stable score on a continuous scale that shows your child's current achievement level and helps track their growth over time. You'll also see a percentile rank, which compares your child's score to students in the same grade across the nation. For example, a 70th percentile means that your child scored as well as or better than 70% of the peers in the national norm group. The report will also show their growth from the previous test. For state test scores, you'll see proficiency levels, terms like below basic, basic, proficient, or advanced, or sometimes numerical levels like 1, 2, 3, 4. These indicate how well your child is meeting the state's grade level expectations. When you get these reports, some key questions for the teacher could be: what do these scores tell you about my child's learning in your classroom? How will this information be used to support them? And are these results consistent with what you see in their daily work? So these standardized tests like MAP growth or state assessments are valuable because they can pinpoint specific areas where your child is excelling or might need some extra support to strengthen their skills in math, reading, or language arts. If test results alongside classroom performance suggest your child could benefit from targeted help to build those foundational skills or get a deeper understanding of certain concepts, Wisdomy is here to help. Our one-on-one tutors can create personalized learning plans based on these insights, focusing on genuine understanding and building confidence where it's needed the most. This isn't about teaching to the test, but about fostering real learning. And a free trial class is a great way to see how we can support your child's individual learning path based on what these tests might reveal. So you'll find a link in the description below. Now, for parents from India, this is a really important distinction. US standardized tests in elementary and middle school are quite different in purpose and nature from the highly competitive exams many of you might be familiar with, like Olympiads or various entrance tests. The purpose and design is like US standardized tests are generally designed for all students to measure their progress against grade level standards or track their individual growth. The main goal is to inform teaching and ensure school accountability. In contrast, many Indian competitive exams are designed to select or rank a smaller pool of high achieving students for specific programs, scholarships, or recognition. They are built for a high degree of competition. Now, stakes for students. For these US elementary and middle school standardized tests, the stakes for individual students are lower. They typically don't determine grade promotion on their own. The focus is on getting information to support learning. So, Indian competitive exams, on the other hand, can have very high stakes directly impacting admissions or future opportunities. Now, if we talk of curriculum alignment, US standardized tests, they are aligned with what's taught in the state curriculum. Indian competitive exams often go significantly beyond the regular school curriculum, requiring advanced concepts and specialized problem solving. Then let's talk about preparation culture. The best preparation for US standardized test is consistent quality learning in the classroom. Intensive coaching on material outside the classroom is not the focus. For many Indian competitive exams, extensive specialized coaching is very common. And the focus of results is like US tests provide insights into growth and proficiency against standards. Indian competitive exams often emphasize ranks and scores relative to a large group of test takers. So, as an Indian parent navigating these US standardized tests, here are some helpful tips. Understand the why. Know the specific purpose of each test your child takes. Remember that it's likely very different from the competitive exams that you might be used to. So focus on growth and learning insights, especially with tests like MAP growth. Use the results to see how your child is progressing over time and to understand their specific academic strengths and areas needing more attention. So don't get overly fixated on just one percentile number. Communicate with teachers. Your child's teacher is your best resource. So discuss the scores with them to get a complete picture and understand how they plan to use this information to support your child in class. So avoid over prepping. For these kinds of standardized tests, intensive coaching designed for competitive exams is not necessary and can even add undue stress. So the best preparation is supporting their day-to-day learning of the school curriculum. Then maintain a balanced perspective. These tests are just one way. Help your child understand this too. Emphasize their effort and their love for learning above board. Then advocate your child. If you have concerns about scores or if you feel that they don't, match the child's performance, have an open conversation with the school in that case. Now to recap, standardized tests in US elementary and middle schools like MAP growth and state assessments are primarily designed as tools for learning and growth. They provide valuable information for you, your child, and their teachers. They are fundamentally different in purpose, stakes, and preparation from the high-pressure competitive exams common in many other countries, including India. The key is to understand them and use them constructively. So, understanding standardized tests in US schools empowers you to be a more effective advocate for your child and a stronger partner in their education. So, remember, these are tools intended to help them learn and grow. And if those test results do highlight areas where personalized support could make a real difference in your child's understanding and confidence, remember to check out Wisdomy. So, parents, what are your experiences with standardized tests in US schools? Please share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. And if this guide helped demystify these tests for you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more helpful content for your family's educational journey. Share it with other parents too who might benefit. All the resources that we mentioned are given in the description for your reference. So thank you to your parents for watching, and here's to understanding and supporting your child's journey.